It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland's Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Did you forget for a minute? I didn't even try to call you there. And welcome back to another review show. We have some awesome tricks to look at this week and some tricks that are not so brilliant. First of all, we're going to be performing everything that we review and we're always 100% honest, aren't we? So we're going to get straight in. It's always an exciting day in the Petty household when we get a chance to look at another Alakazam trick. We've got a brand new Alakazam trick that we're going to be looking at today. And we're going to open up the review show by starting off with that review. So let's look at that right now. So the first trick that we're looking at is a new trick by Alakazam and NIKOLAS MAVRESIS. We love NIKOLAS MAVRESIS here, don't we? I mean, he's done some great stuff. Really awesome magic. And he has brought out a trick called Poison, which is designed to look like a card game.
It's called Pick a Drink.
It's called, well, the trick's called Poison. Yeah. But these are meant to look like Pick a Drink card game, aren't they? Yeah. So it kind of makes the trick look quite organic. It's a really cool trick. Now, you sat down and you looked at this, and I looked at this, and this is an incredibly clever trick, isn't it? Yeah. Do you want to perform it for everyone? Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to perform it first of all, and then we'll tell you what we think about it. Right, go.
This is a card game about drinks.
Okay.
Called Pick a Drinks.
Okay.
And I can't drink these drinks.
Are they all alcoholic?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't drink those drinks.
Yeah. Now, I'm just going to take these out. Okay. Okay. And these ones are prediction.
They're prediction cards?
Yes, prediction ones these are. 4
predictions?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take a drink out and you're not allowed to see.
Okay.
I'm going to go for this one.
Okay. We'll put that right there. Can you see that, Sarah? Yep. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to start dealing, and whenever you want to, you're just going to say stop, because we're going to do this 4 times as well. Okay. Okay. So anytime I want to, I can say stop? Yeah. Stop. Do you want me to put this down or keep Put it down. Put it down. Okay. Which one do you want to go on top of the bottle? That one. Brown. Okay. Let's carry on. Stop. Which one? That one. That one. Okay. Stop. Do you want the other to go down? No. Okay. Which one? The blue one. Blue. Stop. Do you want this to go down? Nope. Okay. And finally the orange. Let me just square these up. Just a bit. Take them all like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, that seems fair. So I chose where the predictions went, right? Yeah. And we're going to take the ones on top of the prediction cards with the predictions. Okay. Okay. We've got this one. We've got that one and one more. Where is it? Here. Okay. Okay. Yep. I'm just going to remove these back. Them ball back. And they could have been anything. Yeah. Whiskey. Do you see the colour of that? Yeah. Same colour. It is the same colour, yes. Irish coffee, same colour as that. Negroni, same colour as that. And envy is the same colour as that. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But these aren't colour matching cards, these were prediction cards. Really? Yeah, now, read what that says. One of the drinks has coffee in it. Yeah, that's right. That one? 2 of the drinks have fruit on them. Yeah. The first letter of each drink reveals the identity of the mystery drink. Wine. 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 Yeah, it is wine. One more. Congratulations, you managed to stay alive. Yeah. That makes no sense. Yeah. Do you know why it says that? Why? Poison. They're all just poison. And I picked the only ones that weren't poison.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I think that's a very good trick.
I knew you'd like. It's really awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's based on an old principle in magic, and I'm sure a lot of you that are watching this will understand that. But it's been taken to an entirely new level. I've never seen this done with 4 cards before without any sort of displacement moves. It's so clever how it works, and it is completely self-working, isn't it? Like, completely self-working. It's an instant reset. Like, when you gather the cards up, you just reset it instantly. And it's really, you know, I've talked on this channel before about hook lines and hooking people in. You talk to people about drinks, especially here in the UK, people are going to be absolutely 100% interested. And that kicker ending where they're all poison cards, that's just such a great ending, isn't it? Yeah. And the nice thing is, it's completely examinable. At the end, they can examine everything. What do you think of it? One of the things I really like about it, and you said this to me earlier on, and I completely agree with you, is the amount of revelations that you have at the end. It's kind of like normally when you do a trick, especially a trick that's got kind of a mentalism feel to it, it's like, blah, 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 procedure, 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 and the prediction matches. Well, in this, you've got 4 predictions matching. You've got 4 revelations of the 4 different drinks. Then you've got the revelations on the back of the cards. You know, like 1 drink will have coffee, 2 drinks will have fruit, whatever all that is. Then you've got the revelation of the mystery card that you put down at the very beginning.
2 drinks have fruit, 1 drink has coffee.
Sorry, yeah. And then you've got the revelation of the wine card, which is just really cool. That is just mind-blowing. And then you've got the thing where all the other cards are poison cards. It's just so strong, it really is. The only negative is that you are going to need a fair bit of table space in order to perform this. Now, they come in both pro and poker size cards. We use the pro size pack when we were performing, but you can get poker size as well. The poker size would be great for sort of a parlour or a sort of cabaret performance. And if you've got the little parlour stands that Alakazam put out, they would be great for this as well, because you could be standing everything up to make it be seen from a bigger distance. Yeah, I mean, you are going to need a table. You don't need a close-up pad. It's nothing like that. So this would be great for like restaurant work or bar work. If you're doing mix and mingle, it wouldn't be appropriate. If you're doing sort of a big sort of corporate dinner where you've got lots and lots of tables, lots of people, and it's really busy, you probably wouldn't be able to do it here, do it there either. But this is great for a virtual show. This is awesome, especially if you've got like an overhead camera that's just looking down at everything, and you spotlight both that camera, yourself, and maybe you spotlight the person you're doing it to as well. Really good, really good. Anything else to add? Oh, I tell you what we should say. There's other cards that come with the set as well, isn't there? Yeah. As well as the cards for that particular trick.
Which makes it so you can do other tricks. You
can do lots of other tricks. They've got a really nice wild card. You've got the cards to do a wild card. In fact, if you saw Ryland's review of ESP, the one with the wild card where they pick the different ESP card and they all turn into... Yeah. You can do that exact trick, but with drinks. So you can say, like, I've got 2 margaritas, I've got 2 of this, I've got 2 of that. Peter actually performs a version of Colour Monty using beer and whiskey cards. And it's so engaging. It's absolutely brilliant. And the finale, instead of having the $14 card, is you finish off by having... this card with you end up with a poison card, and that all made sense. Plus NIKOLAS has got a whole bunch of other stuff as well on there. He's got this routine called Staying Alive, which is another mentalism routine, but they end up picking the only card that's a drink and all the others are poison. Yeah, I mean, it's really good. You can tell that they've thought this set of cards through. It's not like they've just had the one trick and they've gone, right, okay, let's just put this out. They've produced these cards and have had ideas for so many other things ahead of time, because you've got all these extra cards that go with it as well. And you could almost like string 2 or 3 routines together and have like a mini act. Have you got anything to say? How long did it take you to learn it? Because obviously you did a great performance there. Half an hour, was that it?
Yeah.
Half an hour, which is amazing considering it's a 50-minute download. But the first half an hour is the trick. You got it straight away, didn't you? As soon as you watched Peter do it, it all made sense. Yeah, no memory work, very easy to do, instant reset. Very engaging, great hook, wonderful routine. I absolutely love it. I'm giving it 95%. What about you?
120.
Why is that? Because it's Alakazam. 120% from the Kid Magician, 95% from me. If you saw Ryland's performance and you like what you saw, then get it. It is a great commercial trick to do. You know where I think that this would go? Actually, I'm just going to throw this in there as well. One place that I think this would work really well is if you do wedding fairs. Because I think the hook there would be great. You know, when people are coming over and you're doing a wedding fair, you kind of say, hey, you know, when you think about weddings, you think about drinking, don't you? Well, I want to show you something, you know, that maybe we can help you pick your drink for your wedding or whatever it may be. I think for a wedding fair where you've got a lot of space and you can kind of build a crowd around, I think this would be great. I also think it'd be really good for a top table for a bride and groom. Yeah, highly recommended. Okay, so the next review, we are going to be looking at this. This is Dorito Bite.
I'll give you a clue what it's about.
Ryland hates this. This is called Dorito Bite by Gabbo, Torres and Julio Montoro. The organic way to perform coin bite. It's basically...
Or Oreo Bite.
Or Oreo Bite. Hey, you know what? Before Oreo Bite, there was Coin Bite. Coin Bite was made famous by David Blaine way back in the day.
I didn't know you can eat coins.
Well, it's basically the same gimmick as this. You have a coin, you pretend to bite the coin, and you pretend to throw it back on. And for anyone who knows Coin Bite, what these guys have done, Julio Montoro has done, is he's taken Coin Bite and built it into a Dorito. So I'm going to give you a very quick performance of this, and then we'll talk about what we think about it. So before we started filming the show, Ryland and I had a bag of Doritos. Well, I had a bag of Doritos, but unfortunately, Ryland ate all of them.
And there's one left.
Because he's a thief. He's a Dorito thief. But he did leave me with one. He said, Dad, I've eaten your Doritos, but I have got one for you to eat. So I'm just going to very quickly eat part of this now. These Doritos are lovely. Look at that, Ryland. It's magic. It's just so bad. Such a terrible trick. So you can see it's very quick. It's like literally a couple of seconds long, but that's basically what the routine is. Now, when you open the box, it comes with a very nice little box, as you can see. And when you open the box, you get everything that you need to perform it. And you also get this card here. And it says, as a real Dorito is not flat, the gimmick is made out of cardboard, so you can bend the corners of the fake Dorito to make it look like a real and unique one. As a Dorito is not shiny, the only way to make it look real was in matte pasteboard. We've included a box to keep your fake Dorito in your pocket without damaging it. And that is one of my big issues with this trick. One of my big issues with this trick is that it is an incredibly fragile gimmick, isn't it? I mean, like, incredibly fragile. It's made out of cardboard. You know, when the creator says, the first thing he says on the download is, do not put this in your pocket. Instead, put it in the box, in the pocket, so that you can perform it when you need it. But for me, that's not practical. That's just not practical. Let's just assume I did want to perform this, and this is something that I did want to perform, which I don't, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So I'm supposed to take this box around with me to perform the trick. There's no way with one hand in your pocket you can open this up and take the gimmick. So the only way to perform it is, what, just before I go to a table, I open the box, and then I take the Dorito out and I put it back in my pocket. That just doesn't make any sense. And also, it's a 25-minute download. The first 10 minutes is Julio Montoro talking about what the effect is. But then the next sort of 10 minutes is the creator, Gabbo Torres. And what he does is it's more footage of him explaining his routine. And he actually says in that routine, oh, put the Dorito in your pocket and leave it in there and palm it out when you need it. But hang on a minute, the guy that created the gimmicks just said a few minutes before, under no circumstances put this loose in your pocket. But now the guy that's actually created the routine is telling me that I need to go and put it in my pocket. It's just like, which one is it? Because I agree, I shouldn't put it in my pocket. It's like this hasn't been thought through, right? It is incredibly fragile. You know when you get something in there to fix it, and that half of the download, or probably a third of the download, is about how to fix your gimmick when it's broken. You know that that's not going to be a great sign. But also, you know, I just don't see when you're going to do this, because the way to make it effective is to actually have a bag of Doritos with you. Like, so, you know, like, what you're going to do, let's just say this is a walk around bit, right? What you're going to do, you're going to walk over to, walk around, hey, my name's Craig, I'm the magician, just ignore me, I'm just having some Doritos. Would you like one? No? Okay, let me show you a trick with Dorito. Ta-da! Anyway, And you can't hand this out for examination. When you blow it back on, you can't hand it out for examination.
Unless you switch it for the bag, one in the bag.
Yeah, I mean they've got something in there that says that you can have one behind the bag, and as you come down behind the bag, you can drop the one that's behind your bag, palm this one, and then smash the one on the floor with your foot to make to prove that it's real. So in other words, the way to actually make it examinable is to litter. But other than that, I think that people are going to want to look at it straight away, which they can't. It's going to break very, very easily. It's not examinable. I just don't know when you perform this. This wouldn't be that impressive in a kids show. It doesn't say it's marketed for a kids show audience. I was thinking, would this be good in a kids show? You come out with some Doritos and you do that, but I don't think that would be very impressive. To be honest, I don't think the kids would get it or see it from a distance. And also, if you're close up to it, you can just tell it's not a real Dorito, can't you? Like, you were looking at it and you were like, that's blatantly fake, weren't you? Just like, that's not real. That's just obviously not a real Dorito. And the trick makes you want...
Even if you bend it, it doesn't look real, because as soon as you let it go, it will unbend.
Yeah, it just doesn't look very good. And also, this trick has been around forever. People. The reason that coin bite was so impressive was because you can't bite a coin and you throw it back on. It's crazy, and because it's a coin, you can immediately do a switch. You can't immediately do a switch for this. I just can't tell you how much I absolutely hate this product. I really hate it. I can't think of where you could actually do it. The one place that I think you could do it is on TikTok or on a YouTube Shorts video. There is a chance that I might do this on a YouTube Shorts video and kind of set up a little set piece where Ryland's sitting there eating... When you're on rant, yeah. Ryland's sitting there... On his trailer. That's a good point, actually. Well, Ryland's sitting there holding a bag of Doritos and I walk over and I go... and then throw it back in the back. That's the only way I can think of doing it as a little shorts or a little TikTok thing. But even then, I just don't think it's worth the money. I really don't think it's worth the money. I think that in this day and age, with social distancing and people being more careful when it comes to hygiene, taking a crisp out of wherever and doing this and then blowing it back, I just don't think it's an appropriate trick to do at the moment. Anyway, but even if it was, it's a bit gross, One thing that they suggest is you do this and you drop it back inside the bag. Oh, brilliant. There's hygiene 101 for you right there.
You might even, if you forget you put it in there, if you put it in there and wrap it up for the next morning at lunch, you might eat that and... Yeah.
Actually eat the gimmick. You never know. So yeah, I really don't know. I think it's fragile. I think it does not look very good. I think that it's okay. The visual is okay, but I think under not even close circumstances, I would never perform this in a mix and mingle situation where people are close to me, because I think they can just tell exactly what's going on with it. And there's just so many negatives to this. I really don't like it. And it's unfortunate because I haven't seen much from this company, from Julio, Montoro, but the last two things I've seen I haven't liked. Like, this is the guy that did that little Rubik's Cube thing that turned flat that you hated. Do you remember?
I absolutely hate that.
Well, it's the same guy. It's the same guy that does that did this. I'm going to give this 0%.
After the review show, I chucked it in the bin.
You did chuck it in the bin because you just like, you were never going to perform it. It's 0% from me. What is it from you? For this?
1%. Yeah.
Just randomly 1%, right? Okay. So it's 1% from Rye. It's
1 because I like Doritos.
You like Doritos. 1% because he likes Doritos. 0% from me. Buyer beware. If you want my opinion, just don't bother. Spend your money on something else.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next review we're going to be looking at is John Kennedy Magic. Massive fan of John Kennedy Magic right here. This is Mojoe 2.0. Make a full cup of coffee disappear like magic. And that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like you take a cardboard cup, like a Costa cup or a Starbucks cup or something like that, or any coffee cup. It looks like you take it and you just do this. The coffee disappears and you immediately squish it into nothing. It looks amazing.
Just like this. This is full speed.
Exactly. Now, you have been practicing this and you absolutely love this, don't you? We're going to get Ryland to give this a go and perform it for you and show you what it looks like, and then we'll talk about what we think.
We'll move places.
Okay.
I've got this coffee here, and I'm going to try and make the coffee all disappear. All I have to do is just put my hand on like this, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we got Ryland to perform that behind the bar in case it went wrong. I did not want drink all over my close-up mat. But, I mean, you've been practicing this for the last 2 or 3 days, haven't you? It's not difficult, but
No.
it's not...
One day.
No, one day. It's
One
not...
day, and I just did it then.
Yeah, it's not difficult, but it's something that you need a bit of practice doing it over and over again in order to make it look really smooth. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got coffee all over me.
Yeah, the first time you did it, there was like, we practiced with water first of all, didn't we, in the kitchen. And the first time you did it, there was like water everywhere. And we were like, okay, well, maybe it's the wrong coffee cup.
The house was flooding with water.
Yeah, luckily, Mummy was in bed. So we were able to clean it up. But yeah, we've got it to a point now where it looks really, really good. Yeah, I mean, what you just saw there is what you get. I will tell you a negative. If you're thinking about doing this sort of walk around, this is not a great walk around trick to do. Because you need to have the coffee set before you do it. And obviously you're not going to be going back to reset every single time. The best place for this, there's a couple of places where this sort of thing would work really well, just so you know where you can perform it. I like the idea of doing this parlour. I like the idea of coming out for a parlour show or a cabaret show, having a coffee, having a sip, putting it down there, having a couple of sips of coffee, and at some point during the course of having, doing your show, you take the coffee and you just make it disappear. I think that's great. You've conditioned them into thinking it's a real cup of coffee, you're good to go. The other place that I think it worked really well is if you've got a really good relationship with a restaurant that you have a weekly residency in, and you say to them, hey, I want to do something really organic. Like I used to work back in the day in a restaurant, and they used to have...
What was it called? Is it McDonald's?
No, 1 and 2 halves. And they used to have cardboard cups, just like what Ryland used, for people that went to sit outside in the beer garden. I'd love the idea of saying to them, hey, I want to do some really organic magic with your coffee cups. Can you do me a favour and get me a cold cup of coffee and get me a few coffee cups, and we'll put them there at the, out the way, and I'm going to come and set this up a few times and do it a few times in a night, and then getting myself into a situation where when I want to go and do it, I grab a cup of coffee and
You'll probably have to buy the trick like 3 times to get. If you do it 3 times, you'll have to buy the trick like 3 times. If you do it 3 times in a row.
No, but you could do it for one table and then go over, reset it, and do it again for another table, is the point I'm trying to make, yeah. So I think at a restaurant, if you've got the right relationship with them and you pointed out this is going to be really cool because it's really organic, I think that would work really well as well. Or just out and about, if you're out with mates and you've got the gimmick with you, the gimmick takes up no pocket space. So if you wanted to...
Do you want to ask me some questions about it?
Yes, I will. I'm just gonna say, if you're out and about with your mates and you went and sat down in a coffee shop, you could very easily say, hey, I want to show you something. Let me just get some coffee. And then you go and you say, hey, can I get this? And within about 5-10 seconds, you can set this up.
You get 2 proper cups of coffee, and you get your one that you have to set up.
Yeah.
And then they're drinking their coffee, and you just.
And you come back to the table with 2 coffees, and you go, I'm really thirsty. And you actually, let me show you something. Boom. I think that'd be great. Yeah. Let me ask you some questions. What are the angles like on it?
Side, front, not back.
Side, front, not back. Okay. How easy is it to do?
Easy.
Easy. There's not it's not a trick you can reset, is it? I mean, it takes a while to reset it. There's lots of different handlings though.
I have done it in 10 seconds before.
Okay. Well, you've been practicing it a lot. There are little handlings with it as well. So what you just saw Ryland do is the classic handling. He's got a version where he puts it in a bag and squidges, and the bag disappears. He's got a version where it's completely...
Wait, the bag disappears?
Yeah, the coffee disappears once it's inside the bag, a bit like a vanishing bottle. He does a version where it turns into coffee beans or money. So you've got this cup of coffee and you do this, and then what happens is they look in and the coffee's gone and the coffee beans are there, or the money's there. He's got a version where the gimmick is stolen away with a napkin, which is really clean, because when the coffee disappears, you don't squidge it up and you can examine everything. Yeah, it's just a really good trick. If you know, it's like I say, as long as you're aware, it's not a practical thing to do walk around or sort of corporate table hopping or even wedding breakfasts or stuff. But as long as you've got an idea for this this makes an incredible opener. Or an incredible moment of magic. You know, one thing that we strive for is making incredible moments of magic. This is an incredible moment of magic because you literally just have the coffee cup there. You're doing something else. They're conditioned to see the coffee cup there, and then you pick it up and you make the coffee disappear or turn into coins or whatever it may be. Very, very good when you think about it like that. And also, we're doing this sort of thing on shorts at the moment on the channel, aren't we? We're doing the shorts videos on YouTube. I think this would make a great shorts video with me, like
short video.
No, it's like a sub 60-second video. I think this would make a great video.
Minute.
Yeah, sub minute. So I think this would make a great video with you just me just sitting there drinking my coffee, and you walk over to me and you grab the coffee and you make it disappear and scrunch it up and throw it away, and I'm just like, what? I think that'd be a really funny video to do. I think we should do that for the shorts. But yeah, I really like this. It works really well.
What I'll do is I'll walk over, just take the coffee, make it disappear, and then just walk back away.
Exactly. So yeah, really like it. Highly recommended. As long as you've got an idea for it, a place in your show. You know, for a kid's show for older kids, this can be really good because if you've got a coffee there and they're used to seeing you going back and having a sip of coffee, if you then go and make it disappear, there's lots of different ways you could use this. You just have to think out. They would be freaked out, wouldn't they? Yeah, I'm going to give this 95%. I'm definitely planning on doing this. I really like this, and the gimmick is so well made. What about you?
97%.
97%, 95% from me, 97% from him. Now let's do the final review. It's a book review. Okay, so the final book
final review.
Final review. I meant final review. The final review is a book. It's by Andi Gladwin, the co-founder of Vanishing Ink. We did an interview with him on this channel recently, and it's called The Boy That Cried Magic. First of all, I need to tell you guys, this is such a good quality book. It's just amazing quality. It looks and feels brilliant.
How about you make a new video on your YouTube channel and you call it The Book Review?
Yeah, we could do. Don't you think I do enough videos as it is at the moment? What I like about this book, right, is I like the way this book's made. It completely lies flat, which is so important when you're learning magic. You know, that they always kind of want to close on you, but this book just lies flat. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, just flick through and show everyone this book. So the quality of the book is what you would expect. Just tilt it up a bit so they can see. That's it. So the quality of this book is what you would expect. Look at the photos in here. Full colour, glossy photos. Very well written by Andi. Just a really, really nice book to read. Very easy to follow. You've got a whole bunch of routines in there. Let me show you what you've got. So the different sections are...
I like that it's manual red.
I know you like red, right? So the first, Andi talks about theory first of all, and he talks about making magic bulletproof. Then he does some close-up card magic. Whack Your Phone is an amazing version of... Whack Your Phone is an amazing version of Paul Harris's Whack-A-Pack. But instead of the card appearing in the wallet, it appears underneath a phone that's been used to time the game. Absolutely genius. Perfect Order is one of the best Triumph routines I've ever seen. It's an in-the-hands...
Which two did you do?
Well, I'm gonna show you in a minute. It's an in-the-hands version of Triumph, but you've got like a kicker where the entire deck writes itself, except for the suit of the cards that you've that the spectator has picked. A little bit like John Bannon's Play It Straight, but it's all done on the it's all done up here. You don't need the table. It's a very clean method. I will definitely be doing that on a Magic Live. Let me actually talk about Monty Python, because Monty Python is a really cool 3-card Monty routine where instead of mixing the cards up...
Is that the one that you did?
Yeah. In fact, would you like me to perform it for you now?
Yeah. You
saw me doing it earlier. Would you want to see?
And then we can talk about the book.
Okay. I'm gonna perform Monty Python. It's a really cool version of the 3-card Monty.
I think you should do 2 tricks.
Okay, we'll do another one in a minute. Let's do Monty Python first of all. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you Monty Python. It's a very clever Monty routine. Let's have a look at that right now. Okay, right. So we're going to play a game called the 3-card Monty. Now I know you know the 3-card Monty, don't you? In fact, you do the 3-card Monty, don't you, buddy?
Yeah.
The idea is that you've got 2 queens and you've got an ace and you've got to guess where the ace is. Now, normally when they do this, the operator will mix the cards up face down and you have to guess. And normally the person who's trying to guess won't know where it is because they're very good at switching them when you're not looking, right? Because I'm a magician, I'm going to try this a little bit differently. I'm not going to mix up the cards at any point, but I promise you that I'm going to try and cheat you even the same. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
So I want you to watch carefully. I'm going to leave the ace sticking out of the queens. I'm just going to leave it sticking out. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All you have to do is point to the ace. That's all you have to do, point to the ace. It's easy, isn't it? But even though I didn't mix up the cards, I cheated. You look a bit confused. Shall I do that again for you? Because maybe you didn't understand the concept. I'll do it again, but I promise you, Ryland, at no point am I going to actually mix up these cards. Okay, so let me go really slowly. Do you see the ace? You see it going in between the two queens. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Just point to the ace. You know it's there, right? There's no way I could have switched it, and yet I did. It's really irritating, isn't it? Look, let me do it one more time. Do you see the ace? Yeah? I'm going to leave it sticking out. Now, you can't get fairer than that, but look, let me turn it over. There's the ace, yeah? What I want you to do is hold your hand out for me. I'm going to hold your hand out. There you go. I'm going to put the queens there. Watch the ace. Are you ready? That's the super secret move. You see, that's when I've got the two queens. Have a look in your hand. You've got the ace. So that's I love that as an idea of a Monty routine where you're not mixing the cards up, and it's regular cards. Everything's examined. We just take 3 cards. Hang on, we haven't finished talking about it yet. Wait a minute.
I'm going to give that trick 100%.
Right, okay.
The book 100%. Let's see about the next trick.
Okay, fair enough. The next section's on card technique. He goes into depth on his master push-off technique.
Master push-off.
I reviewed that DVD when he brought it out years ago with Big Blind Media, and it was an amazing DVD back then. He's refined it since then. The undo cut is brilliant. Everybody who's into card magic should learn the undo cut. It's awesome. Shuffle. Yeah, and then you've got the at the card table session, which is like stuff where it's done on a card table.
Can you read them all? I'm
not going to read them all, but you've got From the Centre, Red, Black to the Future, Misdeal, Cut, Stop, Shuffle.
No, that sounds good. Can you do that one?
When did I become your performing monkey? Okay, I'm going to do one last one. I'll quickly do Cut, Stop, Shuffle, which is right. It is an amazing trick. That's almost completely self-working.
I haven't seen it yet, so I want to see it.
Okay. It's almost completely self-working, and it's really engaging plot. I'll do that.
That's the only trick that you haven't shown me yet.
I know. I've spent a lot of time going through this entire book and learning everything. Look, I'll do that routine for you, okay? Yeah. Right, you know what a deck of marked cards are, don't you? Yeah. You know, like when you look at the backs and you know what the faces are, right? Yeah. This is a special deck of marked cards. Only 3 of the cards are marked, and they're marked in a really special way. You want me to show you what I mean? Yeah. Okay, check it out. I want you to do me a favour. Cut a small packet of cards, like 10 or 15 cards. It's up to you where. You happy there? Yeah? Great. Put them back there for me if you can, please. That would be good. Then take these cards and deal them into a pile on the table, face down, and just stop whenever you want to. You happy there? Yeah. You cool? Yeah. Fantastic. And then finally give those cards a shuffle, if you can, please. That would be great. Ooh, nice little fancy Pharaoh shuffle there, buddy. Yeah? You want to give them an overhand shuffle as well, or...? Cool, brilliant stuff. And then just pop them right there. Cool, so think about this. I asked you to cut, and you cut anywhere you wanted to. Then I asked you to deal, and you stopped anywhere you wanted to. Then I asked you to shuffle, and you could have shuffled to any position, right? And I said these were special cards. They are. There's only 3 cards in the pack that are marked. And you were able to find all 3 of them. I know that sounds impossible, but you could have cut anywhere you wanted to, didn't you? And you cut right here on this card that says... cut here. You could have cut anywhere else. If you cut 1 more 2 cards, if you cut anywhere else, it wouldn't have worked. But you managed to cut right to the point where the marked card was. Not only that, I told you to deal, and you could have dealt anywhere, couldn't you? You dealt to this card right here. You could have dealt to this one or this one. You could have stopped earlier. You could have stopped later, but you stopped right there on that card that says stop here. But then you shuffled, didn't you? Yeah. And you could have shuffled anywhere, but you shuffled to this point right here, to the Ace of Spades, and that one says on it, shuffle here, and you could have stopped anywhere you wanted to. Ryland, you were able to find where the 3 marked cards are in this pack of cards. Well done, buddy. So that was Cut, Stop, Shuffle. Did you like it?
Yeah.
It's really cool, isn't it? I love that moment where it's completely self-working as well, you know? There's no skill to it at all. And it's so interactive. The spectator does everything.
There's definitely no Elmsy counts.
No Elmsy counts. The final section is the stand-up card magic section. And it's like magic that do...
movie. I can't remember.
Well, no, I want to talk about one particular one here, which is Scripted Board, which is Andy's version of Shuffleboard. Now, if you remember the review I did a few weeks ago about Amnesia, I ripped into the Amnesia book for a few different reasons, but one of the reasons is I said that one of the routines he wrote in the book was based on Shuffleboard, and he actually said at the beginning, I have no work on this. If you want to learn this trick, learn Shuffleboard from Simon Aronson. And I took exception to that. I was like, you can't market this as a book, as a trick, if you're not going to teach the trick and you're not going to add anything new to it. Now, this routine here is exactly the same. So this routine I was talking to you about, this stand-up trick, is exactly the same. Let me explain. No, give me 1 second, Ryland. So 235 Scripted Board is his version of Shuffleboard, and he doesn't actually teach Shuffleboard, but I've got no problem in this case because Andy actually brings something new to the table. The presentation of how he does Shuffleboard is brilliant because the way he presents it, it feels like the spectator does everything, like you don't even touch the cards. And also, he's added an iPad into it. So what happens is he's made it a little bit like, if you've ever seen those routines where you hold cue cards, and Cue the Magic is the perfect example. Cue the Magic is a great example where the spectator reads off cue cards and does the trick apparently. Well, that's how Andy structured this. And he talks about having an iPad and going into Keynote and creating a presentation in there and just swiping across, and as you're doing that, the spectator's doing Shuffleboard. It takes it to a completely new level, and Andy's put in there all of the stuff that you need to put into the iPad presentation, but he hasn't taught Shuffleboard. Well, for me, that's fine, because although he hasn't taught the trick, he's added something new. It's not like he's just said, oh yeah, learn this, this is the trick, but learn it from this book. You know, Amnesia, nothing was added to Shuffleboard, right? With this, something big has been added to it that makes it brilliant. And I'm going to actually do that in my stand-up shows. I think that's great.
I'm going to give the trick that you just showed me 100%.
Oh, 100%. Okay. Well, look.
Stop, Shuffle, was it?
Yeah, Cut, Stop, Shuffle. I love this book. I could literally...
100, 100, 100.
I mean, how long have I been reading this book for now? I have...
About a year.
It's not that long, about 2 or 3 months. Since Christmas, definitely. But I have been...
That's like 2 and 7 days.
Something like that. But I have been... I have learnt every single trick in this book. And all of them are really good. There's not one clunker. I have actually learnt every single trick. Will every single trick make it into my act? Probably not, but at least 5 or 6 will.
Actually, it's 2 months and 13 days.
Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what.
From Christmas, you've got 6 days until...
Will you shut up? Right, okay.
2 months and 7, 15 days, 2 months and 15
Yes,
days.
we all know you're very clever at maths. Right, what are you going to give this book? You said 100%, right? I'm giving this 100%. Everyone that watches this knows I love a good book. This book is absolutely brilliant. You'll buy it and you can't put it down. And it's a nice size to carry around with you as well.
You're not allowed to have it.
You can start reading it now. I've read everything. It's 100% from me. It's 100% from him. If you're looking for a good book on card magic, then this is definitely a book you want to get.
This one, right here. Oh. And that's another review show in the bag. And that's another review show in the bag.
It is another review show in the bag. Guys, thank you very much for watching the show. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of these tricks. There's some great routines, and then there's that Dorito thing that I just don't buy it. But anyway, let us know in the comments down below what you think. If you want to follow Ryland, he is on YouTube as The Kid Magician. So just search for Ryland the Kid Magician and you'll see him. Subscribe to him. He puts 2 videos up a week. We put like probably about 23 videos up a week. If you count the shorts videos, yeah. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you, if you want to see more videos like this, please like the video.
To say 1 is 3.
Something
One of
like
the days
that.
is 3.
Okay. Guys, we'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
See you again soon. Take care. Bye, everybody.
See you next Wednesday.